When it comes to photography, the easiest way to improve your photos is to improve your lighting. If you're a new viewer, you'll know I'm a model photographer and I've been teaching portrait lighting workshops for over a decade. If there's one bit of gear that gets me excited, other than standard light cameras and lenses, it has to be lighting. Now, I have done various lighting videos in the past, and check out my playlist on lighting. I can link that at the end if you're interested. But today I'm going to focus on 3 new lights from SmallRig. You may notice that the lights in front of me are not actually from SmallRig. This is my Zion 20 watt light, which I love because it's got the barn doors. Often traveling with this light. And this is my vintage bowling LED that I've had for ages. I still love the small size. Now the 3 lights I'm going to show you are all completely different, so hopefully something for everybody. I've got one macro light, which sounds crazy. It's like, Matt, how are you going to use a macro light? Well, I'm actually using a macro light at the moment. If I put a camera here, this little hint of light on the front, that's being lit by my little macro light just out of frame. So macro light, that's light number 1. Super compact, great for product work, detail shots, and just having a little spot of light on your subject. Even a model, if you just want a bit on like the hair light, or put a little strip of light across the eyes, something like that. Now number 2, sometimes you want to create like a bit of depth in your images and maybe have like a light pattern on your background. This light is not actually sunlight, as you probably guessed. This light is coming from a gobo light, which is also from SmallRig. Now if you're a regular viewer, you may remember that I did test a big gobo light maybe earlier this year or late last year. It was great, but it's like a high power, mega big studio LED that gets really hot, and it's just too big to carry like day to day. So the advantage of this SmallRig gobo light is it's like as big as a torch, and you can just straighten it back. It's almost like a flashlight, and then you put gobos on the front, and it's RGB, so you can do different colors. Great to get depth in your images. And then number 3, everyone's favorite, is a panel LED. Now the problem with panel lights, I'm not sure the exact wattage of this one. This one's 20 watts, but normally the wattage of the small LEDs is quite low. So these are normally only really useful in low light situations or really close to your talent. The advantage of the new light from SmallRig is it's a 40 watt panel LED that's also really compact. Now you might notice a small glint of light on the back of my head here. This is because I've got my 3rd light boomed up on an arm, and it's just creating a light on the back of my head. So light number 3 is a panel LED with diffuser, 40 watt, and you can run it off like DC, like mains current. So it really is the perfect light source, whether you're lighting your room or your model or your garage or whatever it is you want to do. Sometimes having one of these LEDs is just brilliant for like day-to-day jobs as well as model photography or whatever you do. So let me turn off each light one by one. You'll see the difference. Then I'll bring up some sample footage showing you how I use these lights for my style of photography. Okay, light number 1. I probably need to move out of the way so you can see it. So it's a flexi arm LED, and it even comes with its own mini barn doors, which I found amazing. If you love macro photography, like photographing mushrooms and things in the forest, you would absolutely love this light. I've found it brilliant for just like lighting cameras and things. I've been doing product shots of lenses and whatnot, and it's just so good to put some like accent light on the front of your camera, you see, like that. And then it's got a zoom head, so you can kind of make it more or less concentrated. You can change the pattern, or maybe I'll do on here. Is that better? There you go. So that's just by zooming the head. You can take your barn doors off. It comes with various accessories, and then you just get like a normal spot like that. So I love that aspect. I say it's flexible head. I've just put a super clamp on, like from Amazon or something, so I can attach it to anything I want. It does come with clamps and things as well, and spikes and various bits and bobs. It's also USB-C charging, which is great. And then it's got 2 buttons on the side. One button changes your colour, so you've got red, green, blue, white and yellow, and then you've got different power intensities. I think it's like 4 intensities. As I say, it comes with lots of accessories, and I absolutely love this, especially for my product photos and things like that. So yeah, this is light number 1. Let me go and fetch light number 2. So watch the background and check as I turn it off. Okay, now you can see how I cheat. So again, like the last light, you have a zoom head, so you can extend it to make it more focused or less focused. And then all it basically is, you get like a snoot, like a rubber snoot, and then within the rubber snoot you just attach like these little they're not, I don't think they're metal, like plastic inserts, and pick your different patterns. So you get loads of different patterns. This like gives you different colour options. So you've got your white, your red, your yellow and your blue. So it's kind of nice if you're doing like classic style portraits and you want like a spotlight behind your talent. Try to do this one-handed. There you go. You can do all this with a tiny little torch sized light that's only that big. All I've done is attached again like an Amazon SmallRig clamp, and then I can attach it to posts or whatever. So that's light number 2. Again, you can use it as like a hair light or whatever, and this one's quite powerful. So again, it's good at like mimicking the sun, and unlike a panel light, because it's a more focused beam, it gives you a much more concentrated light than say an LED panel, which is like a flatter style of lighting. Yeah, see, this is much more diffused. This is a panel light, and this is much more focused, which can be really good if you like use it creatively. So that's light number 2, and this one's a 10-watt light. Okay, light number 3. My hair should go slightly darker as I drop my hair light. Okay, so here you can see my lighting setup. Okay, clear some space. So light number 3 is a panel light, which is like, wow, Matt, that's not anything special. Correct. What is special is the fact that it's a 40-watt panel light. So try and turn it down a bit. That's 1% power. This is 1%. Can you believe it? This light comes with a grid, which makes it a bit more controllable, because now you can have it so it's just hitting me and not hitting the background, or vice versa. Whereas if I take the grid off, it spills everywhere and lights the whole background up. So watch the difference. So I love grids to be able to control the light, because it's not the light that's important, it's being able to control light, which is when you get good at your lighting. So it comes with a grid. It also comes with a standard clip-on diffuser. These are just magnetic, and this is how I used it for my model photography. So it gives a very flattering, soft source of light. And then all I did, again, I had it attached to like one of these super clamp things, and we just kind of pinned it up in the factory and things that we were shooting in. I'll bring up some footage to show you me using this in like real life. And as mentioned, this is a powerful light, and it does have all the usual functions, I think, as an RGB light. So you can do like various colours, like all the RGB lights. I won't bore with all of them, but you can change your colour temperature by just pressing your dial on the top. It goes to 10,000 Kelvin on the blue end, which is pretty cool. It's cooler than like most. It'll give like a bluer look, which is good. Then it goes down to 2,500 on the warm end, which should give you like a candlelight look, which again is quite flattering. I'm looking over here because I've got a monitor so I can see what you guys can see if you're wondering. So those are my 3 new lights from SmallRig. I can put links below if you're interested in any of them. As I say, you've got your macro light, which is great for points of light, detail photography, let's say obviously macro photography. You've got your gobo style light, which is great to give yourself a bit of depth in your scene. Maybe you're a fellow YouTuber, maybe you're a photographer and you're bored of shooting against a white wall in your studio. By having this, you can create some depth by painting the lights with various lighting patterns, like fake window lights and all the usual stuff you get from gobo lights. And then number 3, if you just need a high power, do all you need to do, LED panel light that's still very portable, especially without the diffuser attached, check out the 40-watt LED from SmallRig. If you enjoyed this video or learned something, please consider hitting the like button. Please share this video with photography friends that want to up their lighting game, and thanks as always to my amazing patrons.